Hey kids,
Woohoo!
welcome to another episode of Bad Pop Song,
Hi there.
the show where we take you on a magic carpet ride
As I take apart my microphone. Ah!
of studio mishaps and pop culture cringe.
Hi there. I have a microphone.
Are we all good?
Yes,
Are
we're
we
fine.
all reconnected?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
So
we all have to deal with these incidents and accidents, don't we?
anyways.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm Bo.
And I'm Dan. Hey, you should go over to badpopsong.com. Why? Because there's other episodes of this show, as well as writings by our very knowledgeable moviegoer Bo, and other things that he decides to talk about, as well as performances and just everything Bo. Get your Bo on. Go over to badpopsong.com and be a Bo too. I'm a Bo, you're a Bo, everyone's a Bo.
I love it.
I started with a Dr. Pepper song, and then it just sort of ended up being Old MacDonald.
Wouldn't you like to be a Bo too?
Uh-huh. Everybody wants to be a Bo.
Yeah, well, hey. What can I say?
And
Wow.
hey, YouTube out there, subscribe,
Mhm.
like, hit the bell, whatever it is that you're supposed to do.
Hit the
on there
bell.
now. I have no clue what
No,
people
I
are
don't.
supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Everybody it's a different thing that affects the algorithm every single time. So just click everything.
Yeah, as long as it's not the thumbs down.
Yeah.
Don't click that.
Give us the thumbs up because we're cool.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Maybe.
I try to be.
So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about another sort of psychological horror film.
Oh,
yes. As promised 2 episodes prior, I was going to talk about a Steven Soderbergh film.
okay.
Because I was talking about how my most recent post on Bad Pop Song was my written review of Black Bag, which is Steven Soderbergh's latest action thriller, sort of spy.
Okay.
Spy. It's very, very stylish, sort of agent whodunit. It is. It might be leaving theaters. It's probably already available to stream. For a very exorbitant price.
Of course.
But
maybe we'll be lucky and it'll show up on one of those that we subscribe to already.
Well, I wrote about Black Bag because it was directed by Steven Soderbergh and written by David Cope. And you may be familiar with David Cope. He's written numerous blockbuster screenplays, including Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why. It's like, I kind of know that name.
And Soderbergh and Cope have had a partnership now for quite a few years.
Okay.
And so Black Bag is one of them. And then a previous film that came out in 2024, but is actually just now available to rent on whatever streaming platform you use, for, the very low price of $4 to $6.
Okay.
So this is a movie that they did together called Presence. And it is a really cool it is a haunted house movie of
That's
sorts.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
I was reading about it probably about a year ago. And Steven Soderbergh's latest haunted house film, I'm like, wow, what is that like? Steven Soderbergh doing that sort of a movie. And I am a huge Soderbergh fan. His filmography is vast. Like 30 plus, nearly 40 years of starting, and they're all genre defying films. Starting with Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and Ocean's 11. I mean, I could just that Ocean's trilogy is just such a hit. and they're so well made. But yeah, uh, so learning that he did sort of like a horror haunted house movie, I'm like, oh my god, how can I not? I
Let's
can't.
see
How
his
can I
take
not see
on
this? Yeah,
this genre.
no, yeah. So I finally recently watched it, and I wanted to talk about it. So
Why not? If he's one of your favorite guys, might as well talk about all of his films.
for sure, for sure.
So, how did you miss this in theaters?
Um, you know what? It kind of after I read about it, it kind of fell off my radar,
Mm.
and then after I had already streamed the movie Kimmy, which was another Soderbergh Cope project, um, with Zoe Kravitz, which is a really good suspense thriller.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just life, other things, projects, whatever got in the way, and I
Always.
kind of forgot about Presence until I was sitting there streaming. I've been watching a ton of stuff like in the last couple of months. I have just been, again, because like you mentioned like 2 episodes ago, I've been feeling more like myself. So myself is just watching a bunch of shit. So I've just been watching it, just a ton of stuff, and whatever we don't talk about, I'm probably just gonna write about it.
Yeah,
So,
why not? Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I'm just happy that we're getting this third episode recorded. So anyway, so yeah, I came across it, and then just from the stuff I was streaming, I've been streaming and watching already, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. I've completely forgotten about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, click.
Click.
Yep.
Watch it now.
Yeah. So yes, I'm ready for.
All right. Tell me a little bit about this film. What is it about?
Presence is about a family of four. Rebecca, her husband Chris, her son Tyler, and her daughter Chloe.
Okay.
And they're two very angsty teenagers. And Rebecca seems very who's played by Lucy Liu, by the way. She seems very career driven and sort of money oriented. They seem like a very well off family.
Okay.
Very probably upper middle class.
Which it all explains why the kids are angsty, because it's not like abundance of love in this family, I gather.
Well, let's just say they have issues.
Yeah.
So
always.
Her son Tyler is he's a very popular. He's a jock, and I think she does everything. Rebecca, his mother, she does everything she can to sort of help him excel in his athletic,
really
career.
Push him
to
succeed.
But anyway, the movie actually starts out, the presence is with you through the entire film. Ooh. It's with the viewer. What you're seeing is what the presence is seeing. And the beginning of the film is the presence just moving through this very beautiful house. It's empty and ready to buy and everything. And so of course you see the family come in, and the Rebecca wastes no time in saying, I'll take it, and that sort of thing. We'll take it, because she's talking about how it's ideal for the school district with her son. She's very focused on her son and that sort of thing. So yeah, they buy their house, and then it's real cool too, the way the movie, it's like there's a scene and nothing fades out. You have like a scene, and then it just cuts out, and it kind of goes dark for a second, and then it goes right to the next scene. Every scene is like that.
Weird.
Yeah, there's no fading out or anything. It's just I
guess it's just a elongated blink.
Yeah,
by the presence.
It's a quick cut, and then it goes to the next scene. Yeah, that's probably a good way. That's probably what it is. Like the presence is probably like, I'm gonna go away, and then I'm gonna come back to the family, whatever. So the family, it gets settled in, and you learn a little more about each of these characters. The daughter Chloe is she's going through her own sort of mental health ordeal because two girls that she knew were killed.
Oh my!
By like an alleged like drug overdose. So she's kind of she's that's traumatic. That's trauma that she's reeling from, that she's dealing with. And but both Chloe and Tyler, they're just very like moody and just all about themselves and self-involved and that sort of thing. But very good performances by both the teenagers. Callina Liang and Eddy Maday are very good performances. Chris Sullivan plays Chris, the father and the husband. And you learn too, Rebecca is into something shady. I don't know if it's like some sort of Ponzi scheme or some kind of embezzlement or something.
There's some illegality. She did
something illegal, and she drinks a lot of wine too. And you sort of hear her discussing it with her son. She was like, whatever happens, whatever I did, she goes, I did it for you, and that sort of thing. And the son's just kind of like, what, Mom, go to bed, whatever. So, and this is where, and so you see you see the presence, and you are the presence.
Yeah.
You're seeing what the presence is seeing. So you see the dynamics of the family, and they definitely are like a family in peril. Whether or not Rebecca wants to come, whether she wants to deal with it, or which she doesn't deal with at all. She doesn't. She seems very unsympathetic to Chloe's plight. I don't think there's a lack of love there. I think she has her motherly instincts with her, but I think she just thinks Chloe's just gonna get over it, and that's kind of how it has to be. Chris is a lot more realistic about what's going on with the family.
Okay.
He knows his wife's into something shady. He's not comfortable about it. He doesn't want to get implicated. He also he's not sure about his own happiness in the marriage anymore. He also sees his family in peril.
Yeah.
He sees his son as just sort of like this vapid jock, and then he sees his daughter in crisis, and he's trying to help her, and he's trying to get Rebecca to help him help her. But again, Rebecca just
everybody's so self-absorbed, they're not going to help.
Rebecca's just like, well, it's just going to take time. She'll just get over it, and so yeah, that's and then things continue to sort of take off from there.
So are each of the scenes just one long shot?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are just the presence roaming about while things are happening.
Yes. And the presence reacts to certain things, particularly with Chloe. It hangs out in Chloe's room. It
sees her as a sympathetic spirit.
It tidies up things for her, or if it's uncomfortable with a particular, if she has a boy in there or something, and the presence is, doesn't like that, it'll react, and Chloe at first is the only one that it is actually making itself known to, interacting with. Yeah, it eventually interacts with the rest of them, but yeah, it starts out with Chloe. But
so is the presence a vengeful spirit? Is it ever really explained what it is?
It is explained.
Okay.
And that's another thing that's really cool about this film, because I feel like, director Steven Soderbergh and writer David Cope, they sort of took the whole like haunted house sort of horror movie and like turned it on its head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all the movie is really is just within the confines of the house, and all of them interacting with each other, and the present sort of reacting to them. And but one or two other characters are introduced to sort of heighten what's going on. And so but yeah, the story never really leaves the house. And again, each scene they just end with these really just quick cuts, and then it just goes right to the next scene. The use of the music too is really cool. The music in it is like, it reminds me of one of the first horror movies I ever saw that like kept me awake at night. I saw it first one in the theater with my dad, and it was in 1980. So God, I was like 8 or 9 years old, something like that.
Probably too young for this film.
Well, you know what though? I was with my dad, so
whatever.
Felt safe with him. So, no, it was a movie called The Changeling.
Okay.
It's a haunted house movie. It stars George C. Scott.
Okay.
And it's a very good film. And it does something similar where like the ghost is just going from room to room. Like the camera is the ghost, going from you. So you see like doors closing and going into the bathroom and walking into this bedroom and walking into the music room and that sort of thing. Just you see all that from the ghost's perspective. And the music too is very it's just sort of very campy, orchestral kind of 80s, and that's the kind of music they used in Presence.
That's interesting.
Yeah, to sort of build the tension and things like that.
Okay.
So that's why it sort of reminds me of The Changeling.
Maybe it was inspired by that
maybe
film?
Maybe I having not researched that at all, whatever, having not researched the inspiration, I think that might be a good conclusion.
Who knows?
But yeah, it's just a really cool ghost story haunted house movie. Just that genre kind of turned on its head. So
okay,
yeah, but yeah, it becomes clear why the presence is there, and
what his intentions are.
Yeah, what its intentions are. Yes.
Right. Yeah. It's fascinating that this is a take on it. The first person filming of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of putting you into the role of the presence. That's neat.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. I definitely. I mean, like, if you haven't seen it, like, watch it again. You can just you can watch it on YouTube for $5 or whatever, and you won't be disappointed.
Excellent.
And it's a quick watch too. It's an hour and a half.
You don't have to devote your entire life to it or anything. It's not Lord of the Rings.
It gets to the point. So yeah. What else? Do you have anything else for me?
Well, my only question is, you have a 24-hour film festival from noon to noon over the weekend. Do you play it, and when?
I would definitely play this film.
Okay.
I would actually make this a Midnight Madness.
Yeah. You think it has that sort of cultish?
Yeah, this is a Saturday Midnight Madness movie. Even though it's not a gore fest, it's it's still kind of skin crawly and
It's sufficiently creepy.
it's sufficiently creepy and unnerving enough to give it a midnight screening. Yeah, yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent.
Going back to the music, Zach Ryan as the composer for the film, and so I liked his choice. The music he composed again. It's just this sort of campy 80s orchestral. Again, like I haven't heard anything like it again since The Changeling. Again, another haunted house movie, but if I could sing it, like it's a sort of like this, it's just it's very just, but
Okay.
it's pretty, but there's tension in it.
Yeah.
There's
There's
still
something just a little bit off with
yeah.
it.
It's not like dissonant or like
Uh-huh.
nails on the chalkboard sort of thing, but it's just pretty enough to make you tense. Yeah. So yeah, I love that that's the style that Zach Ryan used in composing. So, but yes, to answer your question, yes, this is a midnight showing, and it's a fabulous film, and I think, and again, you don't get bogged down with a lot of characters. All you're basically dealing with the core family, and again, you get like a couple characters that are introduced that sort of enhance the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a very simple story told in a very fascinating way.
Yes. And again, this isn't anything I want to give too much away.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I might be done. Unless you have any other questions.
No, I think we're good.
All right.
So therefore, we must sign out. Thanks for watching.
I thought you were like actually like cutting us off right there.
We're done with this thing. No. Thank you for watching this episode of Bad Pop Song. Be sure to check out the website, badpopsong.com, for everything Bo, the latest episodes, links to the songs and films and all the stuff that we talk about here. Tune in next time when Bo continues to take us on his wondrous magic carpet ride of pop culture cringe.
Yes, all things Bo.
Yeah. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's like everybody says that. It's like, why don't you just do that anyways? I don't know.
Yeah, we just try to say it in our own little silly way, right?
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever helps, get us out there into the algorithm, however you can. Right. Until then, I'm Dan.
I'm Bo.
Have fun.
Stay groovy.